Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. This video is going to be an interesting one for the crochet lovers, and this is the first part of it. We are going to work a beautiful table runner. So let us start off. I have taken the crochet hook number 10 as my yarn is a bit thick and I have already started making chains. So let's make about 48 chains. 48 or 50, whatever you wish to. And this is my number 10 hook, as I told you, because my yarn is a bit thick. It will be easy for you to understand the stitches. So here I am making 48 stitches. So here my stitches are done. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, which is followed by another set of 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. That means we chained 6. We'll give a gap, or we will leave 2 chain spaces after the point where we worked 6 chains and work 2 number of double crochet. That's the first double crochet in an individual chain, followed by another double crochet in the next chain. Means from the first chain of 3 that we worked, we gave 2 chain spaces gap and then worked 2 number of double crochet. Now let's repeat again. We chain 3. That's done. And now let's count the chain spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means we are going to give a gap of 4 chains. And into the 5th chain, we are going to work a cluster. Let's give the name cluster, then it will be easy for us to understand what I am saying. See, these are the half done double crochets. 3 times we need to do, and once we have 4 stitches on the hook, yarn over, pull through all. That is what we need to do. So my first cluster is done. After that I am going to chain 2 and give 1 chain gap and then work my cluster again. That is half done, 3 number of half done double crochet in the same space, and once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. So the second cluster is also done. Now again chain 2. Actually, once we start working, it will be easy to understand. Let's give a chain gap and then work our third cluster out there. That is going to be 3 number of half done double crochet. That's the first one, followed by the second one and the third one. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. So 3 clusters done. After that I am going to chain 3 and give a gap of 4 chain spaces. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the 5th one I am going to work 1 double crochet, which will be followed by another double crochet in the space next to it. So that's done. Now let's chain 3 again. 1, 2 and 3, and give a gap of 2 chain spaces. 1, 2, and work 1 double crochet out there. Yes, I hope it's been easy to follow. 1, 2, 3 chains we make. After that again 2 chain gaps we are going to give, and into the third one I am going to make 1 double crochet, followed by another double crochet in the next chain space. Now we are going to work the popcorns or the clusters. For that we chain 3 again. After that we are going to give that gap of 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th one we are going to start working the clusters. As the first half done double crochet, this is the second one, followed by the third half done double crochet. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Now let's work the cluster again. Chain 2, we give a gap of 1 space and work the cluster again. Half done double crochets 3 times. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Now again chain 2, we need to work 1 more cluster. let's give a gap of 1 chain space and start working the cluster. 1 half done double crochet, this is the second one, followed by the third one. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. So my clusters are done. After that I am going to chain 3. See, the same thing we had done in the right hand side of the work, the clusters. Now what we need to do is, I have chained 3. Now I'm going to give a gap of 4 chain spaces. Let's count. 1 2 3 4, and into the 5th one I am going to make 1 double crochet, followed by another double crochet in the next chain space. Yes, see, the same thing is being repeated. After that I chain 3 and give a gap of 2 chain spaces, 1 2, and work a double crochet in the 3rd chain space. Once that is done, our first row is complete. Some extra chains are there in the left hand side, no need to worry about that. Let us chain 3 and turn our work. So we are moving on to the second row of the pattern. This is the second row. In the same place or the same space I am going to work 1 double crochet again. So that's done. After that we chain 3 and work double crochet on top of the existing double crochet. This is going to be same for all the rows. We are going to work 2 double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. Now once that is done, let's chain 3 and move on to the space where we need to work the cluster. That's the first double crochet. This is the second one, followed by the third half done double crochet. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. See, I told you once we start doing it is easy. Now moving on to the next gap where I am going to work a cluster again. That's the second half done double crochet. This is the third one. We have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. So the 2 clusters are done. After that chain 3. Now we need to work the double crochets, which I have told you is going to be same for all the steps. Double crochet on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. So my double crochets are done. After that chain 3. After chaining 3, now we are going to work 3 double crochets on top of that existing double crochet. That's the second double crochet, followed by the third one in the same point. See, now let's move ahead. Let's chain 3 and then we will be working double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. After that we are going to chain 3 and hop into the point where we are going to work our clusters. That's the first cluster in forming. This is the second half done double crochet, followed by the third half done double crochet. Yarn over, pull through all. Chain 2, and then we are going to work another set of cluster. First half done double crochet, followed by the second, and let's do one more. That's the third half done double crochet. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Now we chain 3 and then work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. First one is done. This is the second one. After that what we need to do is, see, I am showing it again and again so that you can tally with the other side. After that we chain 3 and then we give a gap of 3 chains and then work on the 4th chain. We are going to work 2 number of double crochet carefully. On the 4th chain means the third one from the base, the third chain from the base of the work. So our second row is complete. Let's chain 3 and turn our work. To the third row of the pattern, I have already chained 3, and into the next chain space I am going to work 2 number of double crochet. The first one is done, the second one is being done in the same point. See, this is the third row. After that, chain 3, and then we are going to work the double crochet, the first one on top of the existing one, and the other one, the second one, again on top of the existing one. As I told you, this is going to remain constant. Now let's chain 3 and hop in between the clusters to work 1 number of cluster. That's the first double half done double crochet, this is the second, and this is the third one. See how easy it is. Once 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Now we are going to chain 3 again and make 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. So that's done. Let's chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. See, we have 3 chains. Into the first chain we are going to work 2 number of double crochet, 1 and 2. Into the second one I am going to work 1 double crochet, and into the third one again 2 number of double crochet, 1 followed by the second one. Now see, this is how it is looking. Now we are going to repeat this part again. Let's chain 3 and then work 2 number of double crochet, the first one followed by the second double crochet. Now chain 3 and then we are going to work a cluster. First half done double crochet followed by the second one and then the third one. Once 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Now again chain 3 and work the double crochets. We are going to work the double crochets on top of the existing double crochet as the first one followed by the second double crochet. After that we are going to chain 3, which I have already done, and now I am going to work 2 double crochet in the same chain space. The first I have already worked. Now I am working the second one in the same chain space, and into the topmost chain I work 1 double crochet. So our third row is complete. Now I chain 4 and turn my work. Now moving on to the 4th row of the pattern. I have already chained 4, and now I am going to work 1 double crochet in the next chain beside it. I'm going to chain 1 and then work 1 double crochet in the next chain again. Yes, if you see carefully you will see the chains, and then we are going to chain 3. After that 1 double crochet on top of the existing double crochet followed by the second double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. This is the 4th row. Once that is done, I am going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and do a single crochet into the tip of the first of the cluster below it, you can say. Again 4 chain, and then I am going to work my double crochets again on top of the existing ones. The first one, this is the second one. So that's done. I chain 3 again, and now we are going to move into the middle portion of the work. This is also very easy. I am going to work 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the next chain space. Again chain 1 and a double crochet in the next chain space. chain 1 and a double crochet in the next chain space. Again chain 1 and a double crochet in the next chain space that is available. After that I chain 3 as usual and work 2 number of double crochet, individual double crochet on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. That's done. Now what we need to do is we are going to chain 4 and work a single crochet on the top of the previous cluster. Yes, after that again chain 4 and then we are going to work individual double crochets on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. So that's done. Now chain 3 and then we are going to work the edges. That means first we work a double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet in the next chain, chain 1 and 1 double crochet on top of the third chain. So here our 4th row is complete. Now here I chain 4 again and then I turn my work. Now what we need to do is into the first chain space we are going to work our first cluster, that is half done double crochet 3 times and then yarn over, pull through all. So my first cluster is done. After that I am going to chain 3. This is the 5th row of the pattern. Sorry, I am going to chain 2, 1 and 2 and work another set of cluster in the chain 1 space. That's the first half done double crochet followed by the second and the third one. Once we have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. After that chain 3 and then working double crochet on top of the existing double crochets as we have been doing. Once that is done, we are going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and then again 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochet, 1 and 2. After that, see, this is how it is looking. Now we are about to reach the midpoint again. This side also has to be repeated, same. Let's work the midpoint, chain 3 and let's start making the clusters. First half done double crochet, this is the second, this is the third. We have 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Chain 2 actually is just the repetition of the patterns. First half done double crochet, that's the second followed by the third. Here we are going to work 4 clusters as we have 4 gaps. Chain 2 and let's work our third cluster. First half done double crochet followed by the second and the third. 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. Let's chain 2 and work our 4th cluster. That's the first half done double crochet followed by the second and the third. Now yarn over, pull through all the 4 stitches. After that chain 3 and then we are going to work 2 number of double crochet. That's the first and this is the second double crochet on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. See, now we are going to work the chain of 5. Once that is done, again 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. Now let's chain 3. Yes, and into that gap we are going to work the 2 number of clusters. That's the first half done double crochet, followed by the second and the third. 4 stitches on the hook, yarn over, pull through all. Now let's chain 2 and hop into the next gap to work another cluster. So 4 stitches on the hook, yarn over, pull through all. Now chain 1 and then we are going to work a double crochets on the third chain. That's done. So our 5th row is complete. Now let's chain 5 and move on to the 6th row of the pattern. I have already chained 5. Now into that gap I am going to work 1 cluster, because you all have seen the cluster number of clusters gradually decreases. So 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all. The cluster is done. After that let's chain 3. 1, 2 and 3 and work our double crochets. That's the first double crochet and the second double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. Once that is done, I am going to chain 3 and work a double crochet in the chain 5 of the previous row. Yes, again chain 3 and then we are going to work the 2 number of double crochets. That's the first one, followed by the second double crochet. So this is how it looks. Now we are going to work the middle point again. There we are going to work the clusters. I chained 3. Now we are going to work 3 number of clusters. We have 3 gaps. That's my first cluster in making. Chain 2. Let's work the second cluster. By now we all know how a cluster is done. It is just half done double crochets 3 times. So I am not going to repeat that again and again. You all know now how the cluster is done. Now let's work chain 2 and let's work our third cluster. So here the third cluster is ready. Now chain 3 and then we are going to work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. 1 and 2. Now chain 3 and we are going to work a double crochet in the chain 5 space. Now again chain 3 and then we are going to work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. And now again chain 3 and we are going to work our final cluster. Chain 3 and into that gap we are going to work 1 cluster. So 4 stitches, yarn over, pull through all, and then finally I work a double crochet on top of the 6th chain or 5th chain. I think it was 5 chains, yes. On the topmost chain we just need to work a double crochet. So after that let us chain 4 and turn our work. We are moving on to the 7th row of the pattern. Yes, I have already chained 4 and now what we need to do is into the gap here I am going to work a cluster again. So here I am working my cluster. Cluster is done. After that, let's chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then work 2 number of double crochet. After a cluster is worked, we always have to make 3 chains on the sides. Now that's done. Let's chain 3 and see. Now again we are going to repeat. On top of 1 double crochet, we are going to work 3 number of double crochet. In one of the steps earlier we had done this. Now again chain 3 and work 2 number of double crochet. Actually it's just the repetition. So this is my second double crochet that is being worked. After that I am going to chain 3, and now we are going to work our clusters again. That's my first cluster which is being done. Chain 2, and this is my second cluster which is being formed. So here my second cluster 2 is ready. After that I am going to chain 3 and work double crochet on top of the existing double crochet, followed by another double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. After that we are going to chain 3 and work 3 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochet of the previous row. As the first one, followed by the second and the third one. So that's done. Now if you see, in this end also we had done the same thing. After that I am going to chain 3 and work my double crochets, which has been constant from the very first row. After that I am going to chain 3, yes, and then we are going to work our final cluster. See, the one which we did here, that is being done here too. 3 half done double crochets done, yarn over, pull through all the 4 stitches. After that we need to chain 1 and work a triple crochet. On top of the topmost chain. So our 7th row is done. Now I've just worked 6 chains, turned my work, moving on to the 8th row of the pattern. I have just worked 6 chains and have turned my work. Then straight away I am going to move to the double crochet part and work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochet. Actually why we did 6 chains is that 3 chain is 1 double crochet, after that the gap, 3 chain gap that we worked. And now we are moving on to the space where we had worked 3 number of double crochet. So in the first chain space I worked 2 double crochet, followed by 1 double crochet in the second chain space, and into the third chain space I am going to work 2 number of double crochet again. Yes, once that is done I am going to chain 3 and then hop into the double crochet and work my 2 double crochets as usual. So 2 double crochets are done. Let's chain 3 see, this is how the pattern is being repeated. Let's chain 3 and work our final cluster. As we in this row we are going to work only 1 cluster at this point. So my cluster is done. After that again let's chain 3 and then we are going to work our double crochets again. 2 double crochet, 1 and 2. So that's done. Now again let's chain 3 and see this part. We have 3 chains. In the first chain we are going to work 2 double crochets. The same thing is being repeated. 2 double crochet in the first chain space, followed by 1 double crochet in the second chain space, and 2 double crochet in the third chain space. That's done. Now again let's chain 3 and work 2 double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. Now let's chain 3 and work 1 double crochet on top of the topmost chain. You can say on the topmost chain we are going to work a double crochet. Now please watch this part carefully. So I think it's the 8th row is done. To the 9th row, please watch carefully. I chained 1. This is the first time this thing is happening. I chained 1. After that, into the same point I am going to work a single crochet. Please watch carefully. After that I am going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then I am going to work my double crochets on top of the existing double crochets of the previous row. This part is very crucial. This is the 9th row. After that, what we need to do is similar to what we have been doing. We are going to chain 3, and now into the first chain gap I work a double crochet. After that I chain 1, then work a double crochet in the next chain space. I chain 1 again and work another double crochet in the next chain space. I chain 1 again and another one in the next chain space. I chain 1 again and another one in the final chain space. So this is it. I am laying the pattern again and again to show so that you all understand. After that we need to chain 3 and work our 2 double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. After this we are going to chain 4 as we had done earlier too, and a single crochet on top of the last cluster, another chain 4, and then we are going to work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. So that too is complete. After that we are going to work that part again, that is chain 3 and then work 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet as we had done in the right hand side of the work. Here I am working a double crochet. After that I am going to chain 1 again, a double crochet in the next chain space, again chain 1 followed by another double crochet in the next chain space, again chain 1 and 1 double crochet in the final chain space. See, this is how it is looking. And now let's chain 3. After that work 2 number of double crochets. That's my second double crochet, and now let's chain 4. Please watch this part carefully. 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the third chain 1, 2, 3 from the base I am going to work a single crochet. See, the single crochet has been worked as it had been done in the other side. We are going to chain 7 and then turn our work. So this is the 10th row of the pattern. Now I'll tell you later on why we chained 7 out there. Once the 7 chain is done, we are going to work our 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. That's the first one, followed by the second one, and then the pattern is quite similar. Chain 3, and then we are going to start making our clusters. The first cluster making has started. This is the 10th row. First cluster is done. Chain 2, 1 and 2. Let's work a second cluster. That's the chain 1 space that was formed in the previous row. Again chain 2 and work our third cluster. Chain 2 and let's work our final cluster, that is the fourth cluster. So the fourth cluster is done. After that I am going to chain 3 and work 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. So that's done. See, now what we need to do is in the middle portion we are going to work the chain of 5 because we have to start off with a fresh pattern. So the base is being made. Chain of 5 is done. After that I'm going to make 2 number of double crochet on top of the existing double crochets. That's done. Now again chain 3 so that we can start making the clusters that we had done on the right hand side. The same thing is being done in the left hand side as well. This pattern is going to look beautiful for table runners, shawls, stoles, mufflers, anything you can do. If you wish to, you can make jackets as well. Now let's work our clusters. 4 clusters needs to be worked. This is the first part of the pattern. You have to follow the second part of the pattern as well. The second part of the video will also come up because the video was getting too long to finish it up in one part. Here I am working my cluster. The third cluster is done. Let's work the fourth cluster. Chain 2 I have done. Now the fourth cluster is to be done. So the fourth cluster is also done. After that I chain 3 and then work our 2 double crochets. So the 2 double crochets are done. After that chain 2. Please watch carefully. Now I will be working a triple crochet on top of the single crochet. Here the yarn has to be winded twice around the hook. That's the single crochet that we had done in the base. So let's work the triple crochet. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So see, this is a long stitch. The reason why we had worked 7 chains on the other side. This is the 10th row which has been completed. Wish to, you may increase the width of your work by increasing the number of patterns. So this is the first part of the video. Thank you friends for staying till the end. If you have liked the video, to give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members, and if you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more of interesting videos. So till we meet again, keep watching Plants crochet, cooking and more, and don't forget to watch the second part of the video. Bye bye.